Hi, everyone, and welcome to VR for Work. My name's Rick, and I'm your host here at VR for Work. And today we are coming to you again from within Spaces. Spaces is the environment that VR for Work started with, but a few months ago kind of got abandoned, I guess, by its development team. Still available to use, free on its site, and still functional. And so while we continue to search for another platform that gives us the kind of fidelity we would like to have here at VR for Work, we're going to continue to come back to Spaces. So thank you for joining us here again today. We're going to be bringing you another overview of a brand new platform, very new to us, one that we actually just kind of stumbled across 2 weeks ago, trolling around in Twitter. So let's get across the stage and we'll get right to it. So I'll get my monitors positioned. I hope everyone's doing well, is staying safe, and that your family and loved ones are safe during this time of pandemic. And of course, it's the pandemic that's brought VR so much more into the forefront these days and has highlighted the need for platforms like we bring you here at VR for Work. And so today we're going to be talking about a platform called Utopia VR. And as I'd mentioned, this wasn't in my radar screen at all until I happened upon a post from the Utopia folks in my Twitter feed. Got to investigating, went to the site, poked around a little bit, and was pleasantly surprised with what I found, so much so that I wanted to bring it to you here today at VR for Work. And so Utopia VR is one of these web VR or WebXR platforms developed totally for use within a web browser. So there's no software to go out and get, nothing to download, nothing to install, and it makes it agnostic to any platform you're using or any headset. So I've gotten my Quest 2 here at VR for Work, and that's what we're using today to bring you this production and what I did my recording in for the presentation today. But you could be in a Vive headset, you could be in a Valve Index, you could be in one of the Windows Mixed Reality, because what matters here is the browser. And as long as you can get to a modern browser that supports the WebXR standard, you will be able to participate in a Utopia meeting, whether you're in a headset, whether you're on a desktop or a Mac, a PC or a Mac, or even on a modern smartphone. You're able to take part in these meetings. In fact, if you look at the video running now, you can see the format, and the recording is being done really right off a smartphone. And I know that that's one of the things that Utopia really wants to put out there to its potential clients is that, hey, we will run on any platform, anywhere that practically anybody can access and give you a pleasant meeting experience. So let's jump in. What is Utopia VR? All right, well, it's one of the meeting and collaboration platforms that we find for VR. And in this particular case, is designed from the ground up to run in the web browser. Works on any platform, as I'd mentioned, PC, Mac, smartphones, and any VR browser. There's a collection of 12 business and casual rooms. So when you go to Utopia and you sign up for an account, you right away are taken to a page where you can see that there are 12 locations that you have accessible to you to go into, that you can share out with others and utilize for meetings and collaboration. excuse me, you can select from their collection of avatars to use, and it's everything from a kind of very bare bones robot or animal figure to a more photorealistic head and torso of a business professional user. You can share your desktop. You can stream video to the various screens that can be placed around the room. You can import 3D objects, and this is also another strength of the Utopia VR platform, and we'll call this out in our video in a moment. Of course, you have the ubiquitous VR 3D markers and laser pointers. Those are kind of standard stock and trade in just about any meeting and collaboration space you go into, an in-app camera for selfies or to take pictures of perhaps individuals or contents of a specific room. And then you can share the room with up to 25 other users, again, through a simple linking process where they open their browser and they click on a link you've mailed them or type in a 6-digit code to join you in the room. Very, very lightweight, easy, and accessible platform. And I think that is one of the tremendous advantages of Utopia is it's just really easy peasy, right? That is the secret sauce. And so as I jump into the video here, I want to call out what you're going to first see is me accessing my Utopia account from off of my web browser on my laptop. So the video you're watching is from my laptop screen, and I've entered into one of the rooms here within Utopia. I think this is the lounge, and so when you enter the room, right here on the front, you have this little control panel. You have up at the top a share button. You'll find this on all platforms in all rooms, because again, one of the things they make it really easy to do is invite folks to join you in this space. So that's one of its great strengths. So you can see that I can enter the room in VR because again, as long as I'm in a browser and I'm at this URL, I can click that button and it will go into VR mode or enter on my screen. So I choose the device, I set up, make sure my audio is set up because again, the idea is meeting and collaboration, and I go into the room. Now I can freely move about this space from off of my laptop using typical gaming conventions of WASD for forward, backward, right, left, and Q and E for 45-degree turn right, 45-degree turn left to move. You can see that I've got screens about the room. I'm going to kind of focus on this one here. And as I mouse over, you can see that there are some controls that come up right away that give me some control over it. Now up here at the top, if I put my mouse up there, you can see I have some additional controls. You can see I can share my screen. I can share my camera so that I can turn the camera on my laptop on to be present in this room with other folks who might be there in VR. Of course, my microphone controls. I can get my own crayon or marker and actually mark up in this room, even though I'm on the laptop screen. And what I'm getting ready to do here is share my laptop screen. And so you can see I can share my entire screen, a specific application window, or in the case of the browser I'm using and have open my Microsoft Edge tab. So any and all of those. And these are very common if you're used to doing 2D video conferences and you do share your screen, very, very similar to that. So I pull up a PowerPoint that I think I had running in the background here that is just the VR for Work assessment model. And I can share that now into the room, and the people who are sharing this space with me, again, whether they're in VR or on their smartphone or on another computer screen, would be able to share and see my screen. And I can take, again, a picture. If this was another person sharing a screen, I can grab a photo of what's on there at a given moment. Now I'll pause here just a second. In fact, maybe jump back just a bit. Let me find it. Okay. And so now if I go up here and in that middle, I want to pause there, call that out. This middle icon you can see looks like a magic wand, best way I can describe it. And if you hover over it, it says create. And as I tap on that, it opens another browser. And I'll show you what it does in the headset when we get to that video in a moment. But it takes me right here into the Utopia asset catalog. And you can see I can get all these free assets, these free 3D assets from Google Poly, from Sketchfab, assets that are scenes, avatars, GIFs, and I can put them in the room. And again, because these rooms aren't static, I can take this potted plant and I can put it in there. And again, this can be my room or my specific location that I'm going to go back to. That will stay in there and be perpetually there until I do something with it. So you can outfit these rooms, even though they're static 3D locations, and make them your own. And so again, I can control the screen, the output to the screen. You can see that they're running a loop of a video of the Matrix. That could very well be some other link to some other video that I might want to run. So maybe I want to get a group in here to do a showing of the latest VR for Work video. We could meet in this room. I could attach the YouTube link and we could all sit and watch that particular video there. And I could have other material running on the other screens out to the other side of the room if I wanted, or maybe I put the VR for Work logo up there. Okay. And so that was that video. Now let me now go down and play. All right. Don't know why we're not moving forward here, but I should be able to go to the next slide. All right, where are you? Next slide. Ah, here we go. Okay, so now I'm in my Oculus Quest 2 headset, and up in front of us here is the Oculus browser. Down here in the lower part of the screen, I've used the Oculus voice command to say start recording, and so it's starting to record. And the reason you see black rather than an environment back here is that I use the pass-through environment. So this is my room out here, and Oculus in its wisdom, when you record and you are doing pass-through, blanks out all the background here so that you're not exposing any information about your surroundings. And so that's very nice. But again, this is just the Oculus browser. I'm at the Utopia VR site, and I've logged into my account, and here are my room links. And so I can scroll through here and I can see the 12 locations you get as part of your account. And I can jump into any of them simply by clicking on this link. I don't have to install any software. I don't have any overhead. I'm not downloading anything from the Oculus store. And so we're going to go into the Tech Center, and I open that up. It loads into the browser. In a moment, I'll be able to select enter the room, and I'll go right into 3D mode. You can see up here at the top, there's that share link that I had mentioned before. So again, I could quickly copy this link or these numbers. I can email them off to another party or a group, and they can click on that using whatever platform, headset that they might be on, phone, and they would be able to join us. And again, this should look very familiar. It's exactly what it looks like in the web browser on the laptop. And so that consistency also travels across all the platforms. And so here we are. And now I'm in 3D space in the VR headset and can freely move around the room. Up in the front, we've got let me go back here just a bit. Up in the front of the room, we had the 3 screens. They have a video loop running on one Steve Jobs at one of the Apple events from years and years ago. And then I could very well have other material here present or running on those screens. You can see we've got tables and chairs spread around the room. At 12 o'clock, right above my head, is kind of the main menu that I'll interact with while I'm in VR. And again, very much looks like the one that's on the laptop. So that consistency is great. I've got a screen here up in front of me, and of course these panels. Now, I clicked on create, and I wanted to call this out because it takes me out of the 3D experience. I'm back here at the Oculus main menu, the Oculus browser. I click continue, and oh, I clicked share. I didn't click create, sorry, share. I can grab that link and again, send that invite. So what was really, really cool to me is how I could go pretty seamlessly in and out of this environment and, you know, either invite somebody, jump out, grab a 3D object and back in. I'm messing with the camera here, no big deal. I'm taking a selfie picture just to kind of show you what that does. And you've got the camera, and then the little picture will come out in a minute. And there I am, and then I'm using the B button, and if you point to any object in here, you hit B, you'll get a menu that pops up. So here's the menu, and there's a little trash can so I can get rid of the camera. But I also get a set of 3D emojis that I can use. And again, it's meeting and collaboration, so perhaps I'm doing a presentation and I've got a video running up here. You know, I can clap, I can send hearts, whatever. Much like if you're used to alt space at all, where you can send up an emoji to kind of indicate your state of emotion at the moment, given the context of what's going on. Now I get rid of the picture. And again, here I am back at that main menu that's kind of right above my head at 12 o'clock. If I click create, do I? No, I'm going to get the pen out. And again, if you've been in any of these meeting and collaboration spaces at this point, you know, they all have these 3D markers or pens that allow you to write in the 3D environment, and you can change the colors by tooling the joystick right, left, and then again, I can point at the specific object. I get a little menu, I can get rid of it, I get rid of the writing. So pretty easy, standard stuff. Now I did click create this time, I bounce out, and if I click continue, now I go back to that same website. Now I'm still in my headset, I'm still in VR, I can still now go grab a 3D asset and go right back into the environment, and there it is. So now I want to put a waterfall scene in this particular room. Maybe I'll set it over in the corner. I kind of missed my grab here and shot myself across the room. But I can grab it, I can manipulate it, I can turn it around, I can pinch and zoom, if you will, or grab and resize it, place it somewhere. And when I go back into this room now, that will still be present in the room. So there is this consistency in your visits. These spaces are pretty much yours to do with as you'd like. So yeah, a lot of really neat, powerful tools. I can, if I point at that particular screen again and hit my B button, I can get a menu, and if I click zoom, I can actually pull that screen so it's my full view, and perhaps I'm watching something and I don't want to be distracted, or I want to get a better view. I can pull that so it's right up in front of me. I can move around this space, and again, as I press the B button, you'll notice now I can sit myself even in one of these chairs along the sides, and that would be consistent across any of the environments that you might go into. And in fact, I think we're going to leave this environment now, and we're going to visit two other ones. This is certainly the more business-like one. And so in my imagination, perhaps we've been at a conference in here most of the day, and now we're going to go maybe have some pleasant conversation and some drinks. So we're going to leave this space, and that's as simple as pressing my left menu button. I come out of here, I go to the browser. I'm going to kill this tab that's running that room, right? And I'm now back at my list of locations. And we're going to select another room, and we're going to go to this pleasant little fishing village. And again, you know, the idea is we've been in a conference for a couple of hours. We've ingested all this content and material. I'm going to share this link so that we can all go hang out now at this pleasant little Caribbean spot and maybe, you know, digest and discuss what we just heard and experience. And you can see, again, these are just all full 3D locations. I come out on the dock, I can move all around. I did want to just call out one other thing here, because again, these aren't static, so I can come over here and this little musical note is actually like a little widget, and it's looping, you know, some Caribbean steel drums, I think, some seagulls in the background, some waves lapping on the shore. And you know, this was just put here as a stock item by the Utopia group, but I could make that any kind of material I want. I could bring screens in here. I could bring logos in here. I could bring a PowerPoint in here if I'd wanted to, although I'm not sure you'd want to necessarily ruin this really pleasant environment by, we'll leave the PowerPoints over in the tech center, right? We'll come here and talk about it and debrief what we learned, have a couple of drinks. And then when we're finished here, you know, perhaps now we really want to go blow off steam. So I'll jump back out and I'll close out this tab. We'll go back into our locations, and this time, let's really go have some fun. This is our late night blow off steam time. So we're going to go to the disco. So you can see there's a wide variety of locales and environments here just in these 12 that are presented to you. And this is a very, very cool, fun one. I could imagine meeting with folks here, talking, having these little GIFs and loops in the background, having the little dancing platform to jump on, and just having a lot of fun. So yeah, I think all in all, for not having been on the radar screen, Utopia VR has kind of come out of nowhere and pleasantly caught me by surprise. And so let's look at our assessment model, right? Consumption of information and retention. It looks like, and again, this is very early, and I'm taking a very cursory look at this platform. So I didn't cover, nor have I really dug into all the tool sets that are available to use, but I know I can bring my screens in, I can bring in video material, I can share that space with others, and others can join me from any platform anywhere. So I have to think that it's very conducive to that production and efficiency. This isn't not necessarily the target or the I'm at a loss for words here. This isn't exactly what Utopia VR is geared towards. Flow and UI ergonomics, again, you know, just being in these 3D spaces in VR puts you in a different headspace, and the ability to manipulate these very simple menus, jump in and out as you need to bring in your content is very powerful. And it is all about, it's where its sweet spot is social and collaboration, right? This is what you can do. And this platform right now is totally free. So we can kind of go over here to value. You can sign up, you can get these 12 locations and start playing with it immediately for absolutely nothing. And I'm very, very curious to see where Utopia VR goes. So yeah, I'm really, really excited by it. And I think I'll be keeping an eye on it and suggest you do too. So I'm going to go back to our desktop real quick and just call out one other thing. We've gotten a new logo here at VR for Work. and my son Brandon, who has a good bit of artistic talent, who has been working with me on some of the art work that we use at VR for Work, did an update of our logo and our iconography. And I hope you'll keep an eye out for this on the social media platforms. And I hope you will look to visit us on social media. Go find us on Twitter, Facebook, and of course, if you're watching this, you're seeing us on YouTube, and I hope you'll follow the channel. We don't monetize anything. I don't get paid for any of this. This is something I do because of a tremendous interest in where VR is going. Outside of gaming and entertainment, you know, that's going to be good. You can already see a tremendous amount of growth. You've got things like the Oculus Quest 2 that just launched here just before the holiday season. So I think that's going to be huge, and we'll see continued and increased growth through tools like that. But then to see how professionals and businesses can really make the most of these platforms is what I'm interested in as VR as the next computing platform. So thanks so much for joining. Please be safe out there. Again, visit us, check us out, VR for Work, Twitter, Facebook, here on YouTube. Join the pages, follow the accounts, and we would really, really appreciate it. We want to hear from you. We want your guidance and direction. You know, again, finding Utopia VR, that was just blind luck. Like I said, trolling and following accounts on Twitter. So, you know, certainly if you know of a platform that you think is worth us checking into, that you might use yourself or want to know more about, or if you're a vendor and you think you have a platform you'd like to share with the world through the VR for Work social media feeds, let us know. We'd be glad to take a look at it. So thank you again. That's all for now. We'll see you in the metaverse. Bye now.